Hello, everyone. Welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. Have you ever wondered how it is to live in Budapest? I'm here today with Lucas Hencke, and we're gonna have a very nice conversation about the city, but right after our podcast intro. Hello, Lucas. How are you, man?
Hello, Mike. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Man, okay, we were having an interesting conversation before. Let's let's start talking about those interesting stuff about the vampire stuff, the hood, from the middle to the end. Okay, so you guys watching us, you will have to have patience because Lucas has some very interesting information here. But Lucas, before we start, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Sure. So hello, viewers, right, of Times. So my name is Lucas Hencke, as Mike said. I'm an anti-fraud analyst. I work and live here in Budapest, Hungary. And I'm 26 years old. I'm married. I love to learn languages. And I used to work at Times. I used to be the coordinator of Times Jeans. So hopefully one of the teachers, if they're there or any old student, right, former student can remember me. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, let me take a look at the chat here. KV, hi
Mm.
KV, Wellington, Isaac, José, Gabriele, Mariana, João, Tarek, Gabriela Araújo. I guess maybe a few students are gonna come here, Lucas.
Yeah,
And
let's hope.
how was the experience teaching at times, Lucas?
It was really good. It was really good. Not just because like I don't want to brag because I worked there, no, but I really liked working there. I really liked working there. I really liked my boss at the time, my fellow colleagues, and that was a place that I entered work, right? And I really learned a lot because I wanted to go
Mm,
abroad. So teaching, you also learn, right? I guess, Mike, you are a teacher, you agree with
mhm.
me, right? So yeah, so I learned a lot. I was able to do my TOEFL, right? To be able to go abroad, to study abroad. So it was really good for my career and for my personal life.
Man, I started teaching, I guess it was in 2009.
Hmm.
And it really helped me with my social skills.
Totally.
And you mentioned when we were chatting that
Hmm.
it was tough to talk to people in English in Budapest when you arrived
Right.
there. So we're gonna draw a timeline here. But do you think because you were a teacher, did
Hmm.
you feel like it helped you a little, or oh goddamn no, I was so nervous that everything was a mess?
No, totally. It helped me a lot. Like I was the shyest person you could ever see. Like I was very
Mhm.
shy, and being a teacher really helped me like to speak better, to be a better communicator, right, to talk to people. And yeah, the problem in Budapest was not the English itself, it was the Hungarian language, right? I guess it was the hard
Uh,
part. Yeah.
But this is a good hint. If you are a student and
Hmm.
you are having trouble communicating, start teaching people. Whatever you know how to do really well is gonna help you with your social skills because when you are a teacher, um, it's like that, right, Lucas? We have to pay attention to their body language, facial expressions, the gestures, everything. And if you don't speak the language, but you have a good non-verbal communication, you can get by. You are
Yeah.
here, you are alive, so you are living proof that you can.
Exactly. And we need to remember that people are people. It's not just because they are foreigners, like that we need to speak perfect English. Of course, we need always to improve, right? But you need to
Mhm.
make yourself understood. That's the idea, right? Really get efforts on that.
And Lucas, all right, why Budapest? How did you go there? What was the story behind? You
Yeah.
were a teacher at times, and then all right, get a globe. I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, actually, it was a bit of luck, I can say. At the time, I was teaching at times, and I really
Hmm.
wanted to finish my degree, my bachelor's degree in Brazil, and go abroad, right? So I was applying to some different scholarships. I think I got two or three at a time. Like I got one in Germany, one I don't remember where, but it was not a good option, and in Hungary, right? I
Mhm.
opt for Hungary because they gave me, apart from the university that was being paid, they gave you some month to study. So a full scholarship, everything like paid for you to eat, to live. So it was really, really
Nice.
good. And all in English. So that's why I decided to come.
And is it bureaucratic to get the visa there and then
Mhm.
from a student to somebody who works
Mhm.
there?
Oh, well, okay. So this is a tricky thing because I didn't need a visa at the time. Fortunately, I
Mhm.
have two nationalities. I'm Brazilian and Portuguese. I have the European citizenship.
Nice.
Yeah. So to me, it was a bit easier. I just got my passage, like flight ticket, and came to Hungary. But I have colleagues that came normally through the embassy, and they said it's not that difficult, right? They reply you in English, everything's easy, and that's it.
Oh, nice. Because there is something that happens with many Brazilian students here.
Mhm,
They or is Portuguese or Italian. They have like some
mhm,
family member, maybe it's the great grandparent, or sometimes if it's Italian, it's the nonos,
mhm,
someone
exactly.
who came from the country, and then you have like this whole process to get the citizenship. I
Yeah.
guess if you get the European one, you're
Mhm.
settled to visit any country there, right?
Yeah, so a good thing about the European Union, that is a junction of 27 countries. It was 28, but we know UK left, right? I guess
Oh,
most of
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
know, yeah.
Those
Unfortunately,
guys.
yeah, unfortunately, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, 27 countries, and you can live, work, and study in any of these, right? There's no restrictions, like the states of a big country like Brazil. If you want to go to Rio, you can move there, study, work, and it's the same idea.
Okay. You mentioned you were married, right?
Yeah, got married here.
You got married there. So
Yeah.
is your wife Hungarian?
No, she's Brazilian. I needed to
Okay.
speak Portuguese, I couldn't just.
Because I will say, man, so you have very good nonverbal communication. Like, oh, I came
I
here, I
should
didn't
have,
speak.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
would be
I'm
difficult. Yeah.
asking. No, I'm asking because I imagine were you guys dating for a while when before you
Mhm.
moved?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how was the talk, honey? We have to move. Oh, are we going to Paris? No,
Mhm.
better Hungary.
Yeah. That's the thing. She always wanted to move abroad as well, right? So we started dating. I was coming here, so it was
Mhm.
difficult. So basically, we started dating. We spent like almost 1 year and a half just on chat and video calls. It was a real distance uh
Oh, you
relationship,
had
right?
that. Damn.
Yeah, we were like knowing each other when I came here, so we continued talking, and she got the money to go abroad, and she came, and 6 7 months later we got married here. Yeah, yeah. So
Man,
she
that's a
had,
nice love story
mhm,
because, uh,
yeah,
she really liked you then.
she really liked me, right?
Yeah,
Why?
because
I don't understand.
yeah. No, it didn't mean like that, but because it's like she kind of had to move and change her whole life
Hmm.
because of you. That's very beautiful.
Yeah,
And for a relationship, it really
mhm,
strengthens the relationship when you can get
yeah,
like a long distance
exactly.
relation. Then okay, please, I'll go there. So come here and enter their plane and go. Nice,
That's
nice,
how I
man,
saw
nice.
that. No, she really likes me. Yeah, she came here, right?
This is the
So
one.
yeah.
That would be a cut for this podcast. How do you know a girl loves you? Oh, she cooks for you. She helps
Yeah.
you when you are having some life trouble. She's
Mhm.
comprehensive. She moves to another continent.
Exactly.
Nice.
Don't no accept less than that, You shouldn't accept less than that.
And, and about Yeah.
Hello, Mike. Can you hear me? Oi, tô te ouvindo. Tá bom. Got tired of me, Mike?
No, it was another hiccup here.
I see.
Okay, let me pin you back here, Lucas. All
Sure.
right. Here. And full screen. All right. Okay, good. Are we live yet? Okay. Yeah. Are we? Okay. So I'm back, guys. So, Lucas, about your studies, when you were doing your master's degrees, how was the process, man? Were you excited, disappointed, or oh, it's not what I
Mhm.
expected, or oh my God, this is amazing?
Yeah. Can you hear me well? I just don't know if my internet. Hope it's good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, great. All
Yeah,
right.
perfectly.
So, yeah, I was very, very excited, but scared at the same time. So I didn't know if I would be able to follow a class, right? But I always had this in my mind, like I really had to go to have a perfect English to study abroad. And in reality, you don't need that perfect English to study abroad, right? So Hungarians commit a lot of mistakes as well, but of course you need always to improve yourself. But yeah, I got very scared, but I didn't like that much my masters in reality, Mike. Um, I realized that the masters that I chose, at least in my university, the one,
Hmm.
the classes were really similar to what I had on my bachelor's degree in Brazil. So
Ah,
yeah, I felt a bit upset. I said, okay, maybe if I change to a different masters, but yeah, I said, why not getting a job, right? So I'm studying because I want a job. So maybe if I get one and can study later. Yeah, and that's what I did. So I just looked for a job.
was it tough to get a job there?
Not really, no. If you speak English, it's okay. You don't need to speak Hungarian necessarily to get a job here, which is really good.
What a surprise, right?
Yeah, right? Exactly. So the thing is, Hungary has a very small population, and many companies come here because the taxes are lower than some other European countries, and they are international
Hmm.
companies. So they don't care if you speak Hungarian or not because you're getting like you're getting services to all over Europe, you know? So you're getting a client from Portugal, you're getting a client from Ireland, so they just need you to speak English. That's the thing. So,
Man, that's amazing. And I asked you this before, but can you describe to our
mhm,
listeners how are the Hungarian people comparing to other nationalities
mhm,
that we know? Are they friendly, open, I don't know,
mhm,
cold or unpolite? What was your first impression there?
mhm. Well, they are really not rude, but they are really cold too, right? So they don't really not that they don't help you, but like you really need to ask for their help, right? If they see something happening, they just, oh, it's not my business, and they go away, right? And it's yeah, they're like this, and it's difficult to be friends with them. They are really closed on themselves, you know, like they don't like to talk
Uh-huh.
that much. So yeah, they're not that friendly, I would say, but not rude. They are polite, but not friendly, I could say.
You mentioned the buses are very silent there. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes, so that's the thing that it was very weird to me when I first arrived here. Because in Brazil, we hear people talking on the phone, playing some music
Yeah.
with the headphones. We know that.
You enter
And
in the bus and somebody like, hear the word of the Lord, and somebody else like,
exactly,
cha
I
cha
could
cha
be
cha cha.
killing, I could be robbing, but I'm here asking you to buy my.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
There's no such thing there in Budapest.
no, no. People, they're not silent like in Japan. You were telling me about your friend in Japan, right? They're
Yeah.
not silent. They do talk, but they are
Mhm.
with a low voice. You know, they are very polite. And if you say something louder, they look like with an ugly face at you, like, man,
Mm.
No, lower your voice.
They're
Right?
they're
Yeah,
gonna they're gonna frown at you if you are too loud
exactly.
in public. What are you
Exactly.
doing here in my country, being louder
Ex-
like that? It's
and
gonna
you
be
really
some
got the
way.
accent exactly like them. Yeah.
It's because he mentioned that. Okay, he mentioned that it reminds a little of Count Dracula, the accent. So I remember creatures of the night. You know.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's nice. And where do you work there, Lucas? What's the company, and what do you exactly do at
Mhm.
work?
Well, I'm a anti-fraud specialist, so I work with documents and people that are trying to like money laundering. They use my company to do
Mm-hmm.
this stuff, right? I cannot say much, but it's a fintech
Mm-hmm.
company, very famous. So if you traveled abroad, you probably know my company. It's TransferWise. Nowadays we call it Wise. Have you heard of it?
Okay.
No?
No,
No?
but I'm not a good
So,
reference.
or so if you
I'm
travel
bad with
abroad,
names.
if you travel abroad, it's so my company basically lets you change money from euro to real to instantly on your phone. So basically, that's what we
Ah,
do.
nice.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah.
you do you guys deal with cryptos too? Because it's a
No,
trend now.
no, no, no. Only transfers of currencies, right?
Oh, okay. 'Cause I
Mhm.
thought it would say, well, if you try to do some money laundering, we're gonna catch you, so don't do it.
Yeah, so there are many levels, but yeah, basically that's
Mhm.
what I do, and I really like it.
Nice, man. And do you work like you physically go to the company, or
Mhm.
is a remote work?
So lucky, I'm very lucky that I live on the corner of my company actually. So it's right on the corner. So
Nice.
if I wanted to go, I would go walking, but I usually just stay at home. It's fully remote, right? I do
Mhm.
go like some weeks because they have free lunch. So why not go to have some free lunch, right? There, yes. But these are the only moments where, I think I'm gonna go to the office today, right?
How do you make your employees go to your company? Free lunch.
Exactly. Exactly, right? Good strategy. I really
Ah,
go, right? Not always, but yeah,
uh,
sometimes.
yeah, no, I'm asking that because you mentioned that it's not that easy to make
Hmm.
friends in Hungary. So if you go to the company, how were the first interactions with the coworkers? Were they open? Oh, new guy, Brazilian,
Hmm.
or they were
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing here?"
No, not like this, right? It's not like a Russian stereotype. I think they're a bit more friendly. They are more friendly than Russians, right? I guess.
Uh-huh.
But no, they're really polite. They say if you are on their team, like, oh, hello, welcome. But you're not like, hey, new guy, not like this. No, never.
Ah, okay. No high fives.
No, but normally
Ah.
we need to start the interaction. So when I start, hey, can you help me with something or can I ask a question? And then they start talking to you. But yeah, you just need
Ah,
the
nice.
first no push.
Okay, they were helpful then.
Yeah, they are really helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not rude.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's just start our timeline here. Okay. When you were there alone, okay, in the
Mhm,
country that you mentioned that it's not that easy to find people, to speak English
mhm,
with,
mhm.
what did you do, man? Because it can get very lonesome, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
culture is also very
Mhm,
different. What did you do to kill
mhm,
time, or I don't know?
mhm. Well, here actually there's a good community of Brazilians, well, which was really nice. Most of my friends are Brazilians. I know that, oh, when you go abroad, you should try to interact with the locals and so on. But man, it's so like way easier to make friends with Brazilians, right? It's our culture, it's our language.
No, definitely.
Yeah. So most of my friends are Brazilians, but I have friends from South Africa, Hungarians, Irish. So yeah, I have some friends, but I would say like 60 or 70% are Brazilians. You know.
Nice.
Hmm.
And what are the nice things? Imagine somebody's visiting
Hmm.
Budapest and the person wants to have a good time, okay? Like
Yeah.
visit some clubs or eat nice food.
Hmm.
Where would you recommend them to go?
Yeah. Well, I guess clubs. Budapest is very famous for its clubs, but I don't know if Brazilians would love the clubs here because they don't have the kind of music normally our clubs play. You know,
Oh,
they're stuck on
that's
time.
nice.
Yeah, depends, right? So I think they're stuck in the past in some way, So they play. If you go to a club, you hear Rihanna, you hear Chris Brown, you hear Pitbull. Like looks like we are in 2005, 2010. That's the feeling I have. But yeah, I guess if you want to go to Budapest and really enjoy the city, Budapest is really famous for its thermal baths, right? So
Oh,
that's,
really?
yeah, that water that comes from the down the earth, and it
Mm-hmm.
gets hot, and you just stay there and relax. So many
Oh,
spas,
nice.
thermal baths, it's amazing. Like in Japan, similarly to Japan. So you were.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was compared because of a few things you mentioned there.
Mhm.
Um, it's a quiet city apart from the sirens you mentioned, right? The ambulances and the
Exactly.
police cars.
Exactly. Like everyone tries to be silent. There is no screaming, yelling at the street. But the police cars, the ambulances, the firefighters, like they are so loud. I don't understand why. And you don't see crimes happening on the city. So every time a police car passes by, like with their sirens like wailing, I always tell my wife, "Oh, they another cat that they need to rescue from a tree," right? That's why they rush. There's I don't understand why they're so loud.
Yeah, it's like we were chatting before. Like, oh, maybe the guys are bored. Like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
let's
go
have a
faster to the
race,
place.
right?
Yeah, yeah. And interesting enough,
Mhm,
is the opposite to what happens to in Japan that I mentioned. My friend told
yeah.
me that if the speed limits, you have a sign there that says, okay, 40 kilometers per hour.
Mhm,
The patient in the ambulance could be having a heart attack. The guys will not speed up. They're gonna run within the
mhm,
limits. So, whoa.
exactly.
Any other remarkable
Mhm,
cultural shocks you experienced there,
mm,
man? Like,
well,
let's go back to the first day.
mhm.
What happened to you after you left the plane, and you were like, okay, what am I doing here?
Well, I just landed in like and the airport is easy, right? Because everyone speaks
Okay,
English, and they said, okay,
yeah.
get this bus, and you'll be dropped off in this part of the city, and from there you can get another bus, so you can go downtown, right? I was like, okay, seems easy, and I did that. But when I like boarded off the bus, right? I jumped off. I said, hey, where is the bus to go to the downtown? And all the people, no English, no English, like
Ah,
Hungarian. And
man.
I was like, how come? I thought they would speak English here, right? But in downtown they did, but it was just on this
Ah.
remote part of the city that they didn't. But yeah, I felt so frustrated. I said, I studied English, right? I did all my job to be English. Yeah, it's super frustrating.
Which year was it,
Mhm.
man?
It was in the end of, no, the mid of 2021.
Okay, so recent.
Mhm.
Because I imagine my first reaction would be, okay, I'll have to use maybe some Google translation and
Mhm.
try to play
Yeah.
and memorize. Have you done anything like that?
Mhm. Yes. So the sad part, when I dropped off the bus on this first time, I didn't have Wi-Fi yet or an internet. I didn't
Ah,
have
it's
a
true.
SIM card, right? I really needed a SIM card. So only in downtown I could get it. I forgot to buy it in the airport because it was cheaper. No, it was like more expensive actually. So I said, no,
Yeah,
I'm
makes
not
sense.
gonna pay 15 euros here if I can pay five in downtown, right? So yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, after I got a SIM card and internet, it was easier, right? But in downtown, people speak English, like it's okay. It's manageable to find someone that does.
yeah. Most of them are young people, right?
Yep. Yeah. The old people normally, if they say, "Oh, what languages do you speak?" They say, "I speak Russian, Hungarian, and German." Yeah, this happened to my my last landlord. I'm an apartment. I'm living in an
Uh-huh.
apartment, but the last apartment I was, the landlord only spoke German, Hungarian, and Russian, right? And I was like, oh, sorry, I speak Portuguese, Spanish, English, and French. So there's no language that we can communicate here. So it was always Google Translate. Yeah.
Yeah, and how much time did it take you to start, scraping some sentences in Hungarian? Was like a month,
Yeah.
because I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I have no idea how it sounds. If it sounds like German, sounds like Russian, sounds like I
Mm-mm.
don't know.
Totally different. I guess that you never heard it before because there is no we say it's an isolated language, Hungarian, right? So
Mm,
there is no other language in the world that it's similar to it, right? So it's totally different and it's very difficult. It's one of the hardest languages in the world to learn. But after going to the supermarket, like quite sometimes, right? And you get used to the names of the fruits, the vegetables, the things to eat, right? But
paprika.
paprika, yeah, telling you this. And but in the university, they kind of forced us in the master's, I guess we got a scholarship to study Hungarian as well. So I had 1 year of classes. And after this year, I could understand some words, right? Similar to English when you are the beginner, right? In the beginning. So
Mhm.
I could understand some words, some ideas of the conversation, but yeah, not more than that. But that's okay. I can live like only with English.
But today, if you have to
Mhm.
buy some stuff or do like a quick conversation, is fine.
Yeah, like introduce myself, I tell where I'm from, or what I do here, what I want. Like supermarket, I want this, I want that. I can, but not having a full conversation. No.
All right, so that's where you're gonna shine then. Can you teach me how do I say hello, I am Mike in
Hmm.
Hungarian?
Good, good. So hello, there are many ways to say. One of them similar to English, it's hello, like this. You can say hello, it's
Okay,
easy.
we started
Yeah,
with the right foot already. So hello is
yeah,
hello. Okay,
yeah.
think I
But the
can
most
manage that.
common, the most common is sia.
See
Sia.
ya.
So say sia, it's like hi, right? So very
See ya.
simple.
Okay, that's confusing.
Yeah,
Oh, see ya. Okay, Irish.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Exactly. And they say this like to say hello and to say goodbye. So I always get confused in the
Oh,
beginning.
now
I
it
used to
now
get
it
confused
makes
like,
easier. You just need to
yeah,
see if the person's
one.
coming or going then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you can say Sia Mike Vajok. So this is
Wait.
hello, I'm Mike.
I'm not a joke, man. What are the Irish say? Mike va joke? It's
Vajok.
like that.
Yeah.
Va
Yes.
joke. Oh my
Vajok.
god,
You would write like this. I'll put on the chat so maybe you can send so people can see, right?
I don't have the maturity to speak this language.
Yeah.
See ya, Mike va joke. Is
Mike
va joke
Vajok.
or va joke?
Vajok. Ok.
Va joke.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready, guys?
See? It's your
See
turn.
ya, Mike va joke. That's it.
Yeah, that's so simple, right? But yeah,
Okay,
as
but
you can,
they have a strong accent like a joke or
they do. No, no, like they say, hello, Lucas Vajok. So they say like this, like literally this way, right?
interesting. So the consonants are not like harsh, like it's like
No, not
oh,
necessarily. Yeah.
because because you mentioned something about their accents that
Mm-hmm.
the the W's they don't sound like wa, sounds like a V, right? Like some
Yeah,
Germans
like
they do
what,
this too.
when?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Something like
What are
this.
you doing? When are you coming to? Yeah.
When
It's
are you? Oh, and they are.
yeah.
They say when are you coming or when are you coming?
When are you coming? Right?
When are you coming? Nice. Mike
Yeah.
Vajok. Mike
Mm-hmm.
Vajok. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, man. I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea that the language was so unique.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
what about you? You mentioned that in
Mm-hmm.
Budapest there is like a European Hollywood, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Because
Yeah.
I never associated the country Hungary with the city
Mm-hmm.
Budapest. But Budapest, if you
Mm-hmm.
watch action movies like I don't know Mission Impossible, Fast and Furious, this type of
Mm-hmm.
movies that
Black Widow.
they
Yeah.
yeah, and maybe people have seen the city there. What's
Mm-hmm.
up with that? The
Yeah.
European Hollywood.
Yeah. Budapest is called, right? It's nicknamed as the European Hollywood, right? Because most of the European companies that produce movies, like they record movies, they are recorded or either here or with the companies from here, right? So there are really actors here in Budapest. Like you can be an actor of movies. Normally you are like figurantes, like a back actor, right?
Yeah, backup actor. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So normally when they come to Europe to record some movie, it doesn't matter the country. Normally people from here, that's the companies here and the actors from here, they go, right? So you could be seeing a movie that's happening in France, but the back actors are Hungarian. So it's really,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
nice. So you
Mhm,
mentioned that it's not a very populous city.
mhm.
So maybe there are space for Brazilian actors to go there as well.
Exactly. I have a friend that's working. She was working as an actress, right? And she
How
participated in
was
the Black Widow movie, just as a
nice.
back actor. Yeah.
And that would be nice to imagine. Oh, Scarlett Johansson kicked my ass in the movie. It was a nice experience.
Yeah. Yeah, and in some way, it's a bit easier for Brazilians, like the ones that have like darker skin, because most of
Mhm.
Hungarians they are white, right? So if you have darker skin, it's easier actually for you to get hired because they don't have many actors with darker skin, so they
Shout
need
out to
you.
diversity there, huh?
Yeah, so they need you, right? So every time that okay, I need someone like they don't have many options. So if you have darker skin, normally you get more papers, more things to do, right?
Mhm.
Get more roles, sorry, not papers, roles, right?
And you mentioned they're normally very white. How do they dress there, man? What's the style you see on the streets?
Very old fashioned. Very, very old
Really?
fashioned. Yeah. Oh
Please,
gosh. Right.
if you say they dress up like the old vampires, I'm gonna get crazy.
No,
I'm
no, no.
laughing.
They don't. They don't. I mean, the younger girls like on the streets normally they dress well, right? Because they like
Okay.
fashion and stuff. But old people, not just old people. Like they're 40s, 50s. They are really old fashioned. Yeah.
Like formal clothes when they.
Not just formal, but ugly formal clothes. Like you see like I don't know, a very white brown, you know, tuxedo or things like these. But yeah, actually it's ugly, but yeah, they like it.
All right, I'll Google it after we finish the
Yeah.
cast. Street fashion in Budapest. Just
Yeah, you get
okay.
shocked. Yeah.
All right. Something happened to you there when you were trying to buy some specific item. Can you tell this to our viewers too?
Which one? I told you about so many. I just
Oh yeah,
forgot.
the red one.
Oh yeah, sure, right. So the word paprika, you know what paprika is, right? I hope people know what it is, right? So it's a season, and
Mhm.
paprika it came from Hungarian. So the word paprika in Hungarian means pepper, right? So the first time I went to a supermarket and asked for paprika, so I thought I would get the powdered one, right? But I got a bell pepper, right? They said like, "No, paprika." I said, "This is a paprika." I was like, then I said, "Ah, so paprika is pepper." And yeah, paprika is pepper. And they
Yeah, I
created paprika.
would, I would get in trouble. And you mentioned that the word paprika is actually Hungarian word.
Yeah, it's a Hungarian word.
So if you want the real
Mhm,
pounder seasoning, you have to say, "Oh,
mhm,
please,
mhm.
pounder paprika."
Yeah, normally they just say like, "I want sweet paprika." They understand it's a powdered one.
Ah,
I want the hot paprika. Normally you see these on the label on the supermarket.
okay. So yeah, read the labels.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked here in the chat. Let me see who was. Oh yeah, it was Gabriele, I guess.
Mhm.
Have you been in one of those hot baths? And how was it?
Many, 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 many times. Many, many
Is
times.
it cheap, man, there to go? Because
Yeah, it
here is like
depends.
an arm and a leg, like
Mhm. It depends. So there are from all range of prices. So you can choose. The most famous one, if you Google like Budapest, you see a yellow one, like very beautiful, with many statues. That's the most famous one. That this one is the most expensive as well. But there are some cheap ones that are cost like 2,000 forints, would be like 10 euros, 5 or 10 euros. So you spend the
wait,
whole
wait,
day
wait, wait,
there.
wait, wait.
Mhm.
Another similar thing with Japan would be the currency then. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what's the exchange about
Mhm.
the money there?
Last time I saw 1 euro was like
Okay.
350 or 400 forints. 350, 400
Foreigns is the name of the
forints.
currency. Ah,
Yes.
so okay,
I guess
so
I can
so
show
you,
you a picture if you want. Let me see.
oh, nice, do it, do it. Man,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. Sen, would you say that it's a expensive city to live or not that
Mm,
much?
Not at all. I guess like if you don't have a good job, yes, it is, right? But normally
Hmm.
most of people I guess the minimum wage you can live. Which is different from Brazil. Like if you get a minimum wage in
Damn,
Brazil,
that's amazing.
yeah, like so that's the biggest difference. But yeah, you can live pretty well here. It's not a bad country. Oh, let me show you the foreign. Can you see it?
Yeah, okay.
So these are the bills.
Man, they look like the old, I think was Cruzados. Oh, come on, that guy looks like Dracula. The guy here, yeah, like
Many of them.
no, yeah, this one. He
Yeah,
looks like the classic Bram Stoker Dracula.
exactly.
stereotypes. I do not
Always
create them,
stereotypes.
but I'm sure gonna notice them.
Exactly.
Man, and this is something interesting because let's say a regular Joe,
Mhm,
from Monday to Saturday type of worker
mhm,
there, the person wants, I don't know, to start a family, to have a
mhm,
comfortable life.
mhm,
Uh, is not that hard then
mhm.
based on the city's economy.
Yeah, and so you won't earn as much as in Austria or Germany. Of course, the salary here is a bit lower, right?
Mm,
But it's enough for you to have a good life. Like you won't have the luxuries, right?
mm-hmm,
But you can like when I was single, right? Not single, I was dating, but was in Brazil. Right?
mm-hmm.
I just saved money. I traveled a lot. I lived by myself, right? In the beginning, not, but later I lived by myself. So yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
travel. You can save some money. Yeah, it's totally possible.
Nice. So you would you recommend to for people who want to visit parts of Europe? It's a
Mhm.
nice place to go.
Yes, yes, I guess people are normally so focused on the Western Europe, which is the one we usually talk about, right? So France, Spain, Italy,
Mm-hmm.
but they never try to go to this side of Europe, which is really good, guys, and way less crowded. So there are less people, there are more things to do, things are cheaper. So it's a good place to come.
And don't say they are from Eastern Europe because they would not like it, right? They say, "Oh, we are Central Europe."
Yes, exactly. So they don't like being called
And you
Eastern
you
Europe.
mentioned
Yeah.
to another thing,
So I guess there's the internet
the
connection.
hungry quickly. Yeah,
Sorry, I can't hear you
you
properly.
shouldn't do, and you shouldn't do the hungry joke as well.
Yes, never do the hungry
You
joke, right?
mentioned something like this. If you do the yeah. And how
Yeah.
long have you been there, Lucas?
I guess it will be 3 years in the middle of this one, like middle of 2014, it will be 3 years.
Man. So you were there during the part of the pandemic too, or was almost
Yeah.
ending already?
No, no, I got actually I got my shots here, the vaccine. I got them here. So I was on the pandemic here.
Man, you have a lot of emotional intelligence then, because pandemic, far from your country, leave you on your own. You
Mhm.
didn't speak the language. Nice.
Yeah, it was hard in the beginning, but the university helped a lot, right? So everything in English, so they really said, okay, because they know they didn't have foreign students, right? So they said, oh, you should do
Mm-hmm.
this, you should do that, you should need this document. So gladly we had their help, so it was okay.
Nice. What's up? I saw here in the chat a link to what you said about the hot bath. What's up with the Chico Buarque thing about the seating being yellow?
Yellow.
What's up with that?
Yeah, so there's this book from Chico Buarque, right, that says that Budapest is yellow, and indeed it is, right? So most of the buildings, not all of them, but most of them are white or yellow, and at night, all the lights on the streets, everything, it's all yellow. So most of the city is yellow. So if you are walking the night, you just see yellow, like dark because of the night and yellow, dark and yellow. Yeah,
Man,
the city is
okay,
yellow.
it looks happy in a way. Like, I don't know. Imagine a Willy Wonka thing.
Yeah, yeah, like it's how can I say, a light shade of yellow, not like a dark yellow, but yeah.
Okay, nice. And the architecture there, I will
Mhm.
Google again, but what does it look like? Is it
It's
very
really
different
beautiful.
from the place you see here in Brazil, the streets? Somebody made a joke. Oh, is it that beautiful, as beautiful as São Paulo?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. Yeah, right. Budapest is extremely beautiful, extremely beautiful. Downtown Budapest, right, the whole center of the city, it's really
Mhm.
European. So you see all the buildings with statues, and it's amazing. You get astonished by the beauty of the city. But the farther you go, like to the extremities of the city, you can
Mhm.
see, for example, buildings that were made by the USSR. So they're not that beautiful, right? Because they were created for people that didn't have money or didn't have a house at that time. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, but mainly the center is nice.
Okay, Marcel asked you here too. What are the best places to visit in Budapest? You mentioned about the clubs, but
Mhm.
okay, let's start with restaurants and then the whole range of things that people can do there.
Mhm.
Which type of restaurants would you recommend for somebody who doesn't speak the language? Okay,
Mhm.
has only English to get by, and
Mhm.
a person
Sure.
has to eat.
Sure. I guess if you want to eat in any kind of restaurant, you should choose the downtown because mostly they will speak English, right? But if
Okay.
you are a bit far from downtown, you should choose there are two Brazilian restaurants here, which you can order in Portuguese, and so it's easy,
Okay.
right? It's easy. But there are Mexican restaurants. Some people speak Spanish there. Chinese ones, normally the Chinese guys they speak English, so it's always easy to eat. Yeah, you can get by easily. McDonald's, Burger King, they always have someone that speaks English, so you'll never get hungry.
Okay, go to downtown. All right.
Mhm.
And what are the nice activities to do there in general?
Well, things that I normally didn't do in São Paulo, right? But I do here, like going to parks because there's the river here. So Budapest is divided. Actually, it used to be
Mhm.
two cities. So the city of Buda and the city of Pest, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not Buddha. If
Yeah.
someone thinks, oh, Buddha about the religion. No, there's nothing to do with the religion. Okay. So it's the name of the city. And so the left side is Buddha and the right side is past. And they're connected by many bridges. So you can go through the bridges,
Ah.
taking pictures. You can get a boat to go on the river. It's not like Tietê or things like that. No, it's a really beautiful, river
Man,
that you can go.
I think I have seen exactly this in
Mhm.
was it a James Bond movie? Was some action movie? There is a fight scene exactly on a bridge.
Mhm.
Oh man. I think it was Mission Impossible. Maybe I'm gonna check
Yeah.
it if I'm not wrong. The last Mission Impossible, maybe there is a scene there where
Mhm.
if, no spoilers in case you haven't seen.
Yeah.
The movie was released
You
months
need to
ago,
watch.
but I think, man, that's nice. So you can enjoy things that you wouldn't do here because you feel safe there, like parks
Exactly.
and doing this type of things.
Exactly. So it's a
Do they
really,
do
really
like
safe one.
those punching thing? Do they
Like,
do like those punting like in a boat, like they do
mhm.
in Venice? Like the
Yeah, yeah,
boat
like
and
like the gondolas and things, right? Like paddling, but yeah,
yeah, yeah.
they don't because the river here is so big, like really, really big. So you have actually boats there, like big boats, like cruises. They go from one
Okay,
country to the other. So you can go from Hungary to Austria
nice.
to Slovakia only by the river, just following the river. So yeah, so it's a bit dangerous to be alone there.
What about the food there? Okay, you mentioned a lot of different types of restaurants, but somebody from Budapest, I will say, what does a Budapestian? But I don't get that. I don't know if that's true.
Mhm,
Someone from Budapest, what's the normal, I don't know, menu there for
mhm,
breakfast, lunch?
mhm,
What are the things they eat?
mhm. Well, they like to eat a lot of meat. Meat's very common, potato
Mm.
and fried stuff, right? Which is a thing that I normally try to avoid because I'm a bit overweight. But but yeah, most of the dishes here they have a lot of paprika, so that's why they're famous for the paprika. They created the seasoning, and everything, almost everything has paprika. So get used to it
Okay.
if you come here, right? And yeah, they normally fry things a lot. Yeah.
Did you miss the Brazilian food? When you
Um,
or maybe
yeah.
you still do?
Well, normally you can find the Brazilian stuff to do. So there's some Indian markets or restaurants. So you can buy Brazilian stuff. I don't know why they import this, but they do. So you can find. So if you want to do a pão de queijo or things like that, you can find. But yes, I do miss a lot. Like açaí, good as Brazil, we can't find.
Oh, I love that.
Guaraná, like we don't have it here, unfortunately. So I really miss this
Uh,
a lot.
Açaí is funny one because it's kind of the 8 or 80. People love or they hate.
Exactly.
Maybe
I
maybe
love
it's like
personally.
yeah, me too. Maybe it's like the other seasoning, coentro, I guess. That
Mhm,
there is something with a gene that people will love it or
mhm.
hate. Maybe açaí has something with that, or
Yeah,
maybe not.
totally. totally. But I miss a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
yeah. And what else do you miss about Brazil, Lucas?
People like really
People,
understanding people,
really?
right? Yeah, you
Ah,
don't
okay.
understand what people is talking about you, but the contrary is also true. So when I want to like say something about someone, like I can say my, hey, this guy is really ugly, right? Like, oh my God, look at his clothes, and they don't understand, so it's funny, right? And I know that
You
they do the same to me when they see I'm a foreigner, right? So yeah.
look at that one. He's not from here. Yeah, you can always take some. No, you shouldn't do that. You can always, I would say, you can always take pictures, but you can like record some story,
Mhm.
on Instagram and just like look at me,
Yeah.
And are you considering living there like permanently, or say, oh hell no, I want to go
Mhm.
back to Brazil?
Not that I don't like the country, I do like, but I want
Mm-hmm.
to earn more. And as I told you, there are countries that you can earn more here in Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main motivation. But I have friends that they have kids here, that they had their children here, and they really like the
Mm-hmm.
country. So, and they really think about staying here for many, many years. So I guess it's possible to stay here, but it's not on my goals, like personal goals.
Yeah, something that you mentioned about the,
Mhm.
if you have a minimum wage salary and you can get by, and somebody asked in the chat here, was Isaac, if Budapest
Mhm.
is a safe city to live. You already mentioned that it is. So
Mhm.
for someone who really wants to have a nice
Mhm.
quality of life, it sounds like a nice place. The problem is like
Mhm.
the cultural shock, right?
Yeah, the cultural shock. I mean, the weather is not the best, right?
Oh, I forgot to ask about that. How is the
Yeah.
weather there, man?
Normally it's cold. This summer, it's extremes. I say it's a country of extremes, right? When it's cold, it's really cold, and when it's hot, it's really hot, right? Summers here, they can get easily reach 40 degrees Celsius.
Damn.
Yeah, I feel
So
hotter than in Brazil.
the water beds get cheaper because who the hell is gonna have a hot bed?
Exactly. Exactly. And but yeah, like in Brazil, I didn't felt this like warmth in Brazil as I feel here. And then people say, "Oh, but you're from Brazil, you're used to it." Like, no, this is way worse, because it's humid. It's
Yeah.
totally different. Yeah.
Well, what's the impression they have about Brazilians? Because we were playing with the stereotypes. They always have one.
Yeah.
What's the
Soccer.
image they have about us?
As always, soccer, football, right? That we like to eat churrasco. Many of them asked me that. One
Uh-huh.
asked if I had a monkey as a pet. That's stereotypes normally, right? But
Oh, they got there
anytime,
from Simpson,
yeah.
maybe.
hmm But anytime they joke with me, I joke with them like, and who is Hungary? Like, what is Hungary? Like, does anyone know Hungary? Like, your country is, yeah, okay. But you don't need to like insult each other. But yeah, basically,
Only if it's tough love, then it's okay.
yeah,
You do that because come on, go back to your place. I'm joking. I love you. Come here. Like.
yeah.
And oh, have you eaten anything really different there, Lucas?
Yes, many things. So here it's common, not so common, right? Like, I mean, at least not to me, but they eat rabbit meat. They eat,
Rabbit meat.
yeah, rabbit
There's
meat,
no
horse
fat there,
meat.
right?
No, almost
Very
no fat.
lean.
Yeah. Horse meat, really common, really, really common. Yeah.
How does it taste like the horse one?
I haven't tried it yet. I know. I tried.
Ah.
No, I tried just once. Yeah, I didn't like that much. Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like hard, maybe.
People say, yeah, when I tried it, it was really like sticky like this, but yeah,
Ah,
people say it's a bit hard. It depends on how much you cook, how much time you leave it there. But yeah.
right. I asked you before. We
hmm
talked a little about places people should go, but are
hmm
there, what recommendations could you give, Lucas?
hmm
Places like dangerous place, like a hood. Is there like a Hungarian hood that, oh, don't go there because it's violent or
hmm
dangerous or
Well,
something
I
like this?
always hear about one specific place in downtown that people say, "Oh, don't go there like late at night because, right? Yeah, because there are a lot of drunk people and you're gonna get pickpocketed. I don't know if I can
Mm-hmm.
say that, but you know." basically you don't want to get messed with, you know. Ladies say that they mess with them, you know, late at night. So it's called Blaha. Blaha,
Hmm.
it's a
Don't go to
place. Yeah.
Blaha then. Yeah.
Yeah, like try to avoid, you know. But it's really downtown. Yeah,
Okay,
one
that's
place.
that's good to know because one of the things people
Mhm.
should do when visiting a place where the culture is very different. Like we had this in a, I think you remember one of the, I think is in a book 5 lesson we have, like you check the culture, the laws, uh,
Mhm.
the religion of the place. If you go
Mhm.
to religious temples, don't do anything offensive. What are the general recommendations you could give, Lucas?
Well, I guess in this religion-wise, like speaking, it's not that different. People here, like 94% of the population is Catholic. So it's really easy for Brazilians. We are used to Catholicism, right? But here it's a
Hmm.
bit stronger. So yeah, respect the churches, respect people going to church, and
Mm.
yeah,
So it's a
exactly.
it's a more traditional population then.
Yeah, they are really conservative. I know that some people in Brazil don't like, right? If they're more liberals, but yeah, they're really conservative here. So if you are more
Mhm.
liberal, probably won't like Hungary that much, right?
Okay.
But yeah,
Unless you enjoy a hot bath, then
yeah, if you just come to
So
enjoy the city, yeah, maybe you like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you visited other countries too? You mentioned the Portuguese
Many. Mhm.
visa. Where have you been, Lucas?
Yeah, I have been to, I think in general, 9 countries until now and counting, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's really good. So Hungary, Austria, let me remember, Croatia, I need to remember everything. Germany, Italy, France, Portugal, Slovakia, and y- yeah, that's it. Did I say Austria? Yeah, I think yeah. Yeah.
Man, so you are quite the traveler, and this is something
Mhm.
that fascinates me when people talk about Europe.
Mhm.
I have the impression that it is easy to go from one country to other there.
It
Like
is.
some countries you can go by train. You mentioned you can go by ship
Mhm.
too to other places.
Yeah, it's really, really easy. So, for example, Vienna, you know, capital of Austria, it's only one
Hmm.
and a half hours away from Budapest. So you can get a
One and a
train,
half,
one
like
and
a
a half hours.
neighbor.
Yeah, yeah. Some people go there on a weekend and come back. Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, it's also 1 hour and a half, 2 hours away from here. You know, so people can you can go by bus, you can go by train, and you can get a plane. There are some promotion sales here, like you can go to Germany for 10 euros on a plane, not on a train. Like you can get a plane
10
for 10
euros.
euros. Yes, that's why I traveled so much. Like, okay, promotion like 25 euros, 10 euros, 15 euros, and you go to a country. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Lucas, we are running out of time. People in the
Mhm.
chat, so let me give you a quick look here. Okay. I love when you make a question exactly about something we are already talking about here. So, guys, thank you so much for the messages here. And
Mhm.
Lucas, before we wrap this up, man, final message to our viewers, and thank you so much for being here, man. Uh,
Mhm.
it's a very nice experience. I mean,
Yeah.
hosting this because every time I learn a lot,
Mhm.
and I had no idea about all the things you told me. And another thing I have to put a pin on. Okay, maybe I should visit there. Go to the
Sure.
yellow city, have a hot bath. Eat some
Yeah,
horse. Who knows?
exactly. Exactly. Well, I would say that even though you go to a country that the main language is not English, guys, keep studying English, right? Because when I was coordinator, when I was a student, like I really thought, oh, I will never be able to learn English. It's so hard to learn English. But nowadays that you really speak it, right, that you put all your effort on it, it pays off. Like here I could study, I'm working using only English, even though the language of the country is Hungarian. I could travel to many countries here in Europe only speaking English. There's always someone that will speak English. So yeah, put your efforts into it. Study a lot.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And it's something that is actually priceless, right? Like
Yeah.
experience. You are
Mhm.
collecting nice memories and going
Yes.
to different places, meeting different people, eating
Yes.
different food. Thank you so much, Lucas,
You're
once
welcome. It was
again.
my pleasure to be here.
And we should have another episode about the other countries you have visited. That would be nice
Sure.
too, man.
Be waiting for an
Nice.
invitation.
All right. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, we will be posting these videos weekly. Give us a comment, a like, share this to somebody who wants to practice their listening, And as Lucas said, keep up your studies, and who knows, one day you could be there having a hot bath in Europe, Then you send us a hello from there. See ya.
Yeah.